Good day, gentlemen and ladies. Today's video is my 4-year full review of 491 hours of hard work with my little red workhorse Mahindra tractor. Now, my Mahindra eMax 20s HST tractor has been an outstanding tractor, like all you can see in my videos. And by the way, if you look at my videos, I create a list of playlist with various topics. You will see when I create a playlist with when I work with my tractor, and also all the maintenance playlists about my tractor. I also have various other type of playlists, which is not the subject of my video today. Now, as you can see, I've got my golden retriever. All right, so I'm always honest about my tractor. I already told you about the various problem I had, but I will do a turnaround like I did all my I didn't do a first year video, but I did a second one, a third one, and this is the fourth one review video. And right at the bat, right now, I would just like to tell you then I don't regret whatsoever buying that tractor. It is, and it will be still an outstanding tractor. If I had to redo it again, I'd buy it right away. Trust me. Because as I go with the hours, like I told you, I have 491 hours. The more I use it, the more I love it. And very dependable, trustable tractor. And also I had a learning curve. Remember about my backhoe, all the loose nut. I was going with the book, but no, it was not 24 hours like the maintenance book. It's every between 8 to 12 hours, depending on what type of workload I have to do with the backhoe, all the backhoe attachment. But since I'm keeping all the bolts, the nuts are all tight every 8 to 9 hours, everything is jiggly-boo. All right. So let's go. I'd like to say with no further ado or something like that. So right now I'm gonna do a turnaround with you. I'm gonna put my dogs inside unless they are very quiet, and we go with each item. All right, so stick around. Cheers. All right, folks, so starting with the front bucket. That front bucket is very well, strongly built. Like you all saw in my working videos with my tractor, is I have used my front bucket for various mission tasks, and it is straight like a arrow, like nothing is bent. You have my latest video about the concrete. I had like a 27 concrete pad on it, and the bucket was straight. I put a hook in the middle of it, lifting heavy things, no problem. It's very well built, and I'm gonna do a close-up again of, on the bucket. So basically you can see that big steel bar here, which go from left to right. They put a full plate backup where the attachment is done, and the same thing in here. Like it's a very thick plate. Also the front part of it, it's like a tube. It's not all around, but it goes like it's a thick material too, how they build it, and they go all around. So the front here, and they weld. It's very strongly built. Now the cutting blade of the bucket, it's, I mean, yes, it starts to wear. Like I'm gonna do a good close up. Like this is the length here, and you can see here it's starting to get smaller because of the use. So that's telling you the high quality of the bucket, how they build it. So like I say, even the rugged construction over the years never fell on me. So very strong, very well built. And what else I like to say about the bucket? Now, for the felt element to lift the bucket and everything, the mechanism, I make a video about that. It's very well built, easy to clean, to oil, and to maintain. And also, the only thing I've got to say, last year, this is the hydraulic hose, and here I find it was starting to shave the material onto the hose. So what I've done is I just remove it, and then I put basically electrical tape over it as a protection rubber, like a scuffing pad. And on the other side, it's already prefixed because they have that protection liner. Now for the all the rubber component on the, and including the seat, I always put once a year a good coat of silicone. You can buy that any it's a silicone like for protecting against rain. There's two types, one for rain or one for rubber, for either camping gear or electrical component to waterproof them. Now the way also the felt is built is very strong. It's very well made, like a thick plate, double plate. The tube also, how they made it, it's very well built. The support leg also are very nice to use when I disconnect the felt from the tractor. Once a year I do that to clean the overall after during the springtime. And again, go see in my playlist video about the maintenance of my Mahindra eMax 20s HST tractor. You're gonna find all the tips there. Now also how the felt is connected, it's a vital factor because it's again very strongly built, and all the bolt there, and it's a big thick plate. And yeah, like on this side I put my fire extinguisher, and this side they put all the hydraulic control. I have my mirror, I got my beam light, I got my first aid kit on it. The thing I like to mention again, and that happened after within 2 years. I don't remember how many hours I had, but the hydraulic hose here, I'm just gonna do a close look. Please do install a scuff pad, because the hydraulic hose was starting to get rubbed on the gusset here. And yes, so by putting a scuffing pad or protection device like a rubber absorbing, it will protect your hydraulic hose, because those hydraulic hoses are very well made, but they're thin, so you want to try to avoid any scuffing or rubbing against them. Now for the felt, that will be it. All right, so let's go. I can talk about the front differential. Now the differential, very important. Make sure, I'm just gonna go here. When you have the dipsticks on one of my video, I just want to show you. Then remember to install that rubber O-ring. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna try to make it bigger. I put another O-ring here. So what that O-ring does is there's a, you see the cross here? Well, this is the ventilation hole, basically vent hole. Well, without that rubber added O-ring, it will seal because of the thickness of the wall here. All right. So and I was starting to have a leak on the other wheel axle, and I was wondering what the hell, like I was the right amount of oil, everything. As soon as I realized I was keeping the cap loose, and then no more leaks. Huh? So what I've done is I just simply put an O-ring, and I just putting not snug, but just tight enough so it's not gonna release. And since then, no oil leaks whatsoever. It did happen once. I had my wheel completely like very low in the garage. I put my wheel in the drain, in the floor drain, so it was about 4 inches lower. So yeah, it did leaks a little bit, but it was not a leak. It was basically a sweat. So yeah, that's something I like to mention to you folks. Now let's put the cap back. Now how to change the oil, again, it's all on my maintenance videos, but the power steering, it's very outstanding. I mean, no problem turning the wheel with my one of my finger, and it's basically, it's hydraulically controlled. There's no connecting tie rod from the wheel all the way down there. It's all hydraulic hoses. All right. One thing I'd like to mention to you, when I was in Shefford, the rubber protection here cut, and it was like a steel ring keeping the rubber part there. So what I've done, I simply put electric copper wire, turn around, twist it like this, and I put a little coat of oil so no corrosion will happen. And that happened about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and you see, I never touch it again, so it's fixed. So that's a little tip how to fix if you ever cut it's like a ring. I'm going to sew on the other side. It's very tiny to show, but basically it's a small ring. It's almost the same color than the boot. So by putting that round shape, you won't cut the rubber, and twisting it, it's a very good fix. All right. Now, for the engine compartment, I'm gonna open it for you. All right. First of all, for the rag, I always have a rag to protect my gauge, because the gauge are made of plastic. So by putting a thick, like you can put a jersey or jeans over it, and it will stay like that. And in the winter time, I remove it to let it dry. Now for the engine compartment, so I'm gonna go in detail. The strap here, I always coated with hydraulic oil, not hydraulic oil, but with nylon silicone to keep it, because that thing, because of the muffler, the exhaust pipe is right there. But when you fold it, it will go all the way there, so it's keep like that. So yeah, it's very important. The rest, I mean, very easy maintenance. How to clean the air filter, how to change it. I did a video on how to change the coolant, how to clean the pipe here, how to install the catch tank, the overflow for the engine coolant. Like I installed the hose here. How to check properly the oil right here, the oil filter, everything. Like, I mean, it's very well built. Let's go on the other side. By the way, I only dust off the dust on the engine. I never put water. Again, it's people washing their tractor with pressure water and soap. It's a corrosive element, by the way. So soap, electric, it's not a good match. So I just dust off. I use a brush and a rag, and then just dust off, and there you go. You see my engine there. And trust me, I've been working in dusty environment. One thing I like to say is the air doesn't come from the front. It's an inverted, so the air is coming from here. So it's already pre-filtered from that mesh here. Then it goes to that radiator cleaner here, the radiator itself, and then the air there. So the air is kind of pre-filtered, so it keeps the engine compartment clean, and also drier during the winter. Now the alternator is very good. I'm very impressed with it, very powerful, and like all the belt, very good quality. It's been 4 years now. There's no crack. Everything is good. All the connection for the starter, I mean 490, I don't know how many times I crank it, but everything is still tight. I check once a while, but everything is good. Now the thing here you see, like the rubber hose, is this is where I use the power to use my beam here. But one thing I like to see here, over the time, it starts to get crack on the electrical wire. So what I've done, I just put another tube over it to protect against chafing and cutting, because that's where the flex does happen, and in the winter time it's tough going for it. All right, now again, for my diesel engine I use synthetic oil. There's various brands, but as soon as you see synthetic oil, not synthetic blend. The blend, it's a mix of normal oil, I'm looking for the word, mineral oil and synthetic. Just use synthetic blend as per the requirement of the book. Read your maintenance book again. And I know I made a video how to read the maintenance book. I'm emphasizing on it. It's very important. It's a vital factor. You need to know your book maintenance manual. Engine compartment, yes, I do the check for the lights also here. Let me check something. The lights here connection, by the way. It's like to mention to you is here you can switch that connection here to there, or since this is the ground, you can switch. And the lights, they have a high and low, but right now they set up for low beam. So if you're on high beam, you can just switch that red wire to the other portion. It does work. But since I am in the city here, yeah, I want to keep it low, and I do often go fill up during the summer my tractor. So I like to I like to get seen, but not blind people. All right, I'm just thinking. Now on that side, there's a lot of question about where I like my mirror. Yes, I like both of my mirror. One thing I would like to mention is having the same type of mirror, like a round shape, to have on that mirror too. I didn't find any mirror big enough like this, but this one is very useful. I have a great view in the back, keep me not twisting my back and my as I'm getting old. But physiotherapy is helping me a lot, by the way. But yes, those mirrors are very useful, and that one high, it's very, because I give me a better view on the back, especially when with my rear snow blower. Now for the cockpit area, now about the gauge, very well built gauge. Like the fuel gauge is there, all the engine RPM and the PTO, it's all indicated in there. What is missing in there? It's the engine temperature. It should have been there, but they have a warning light. The warning light temperature setup is correct. If the warning light light up, it doesn't mean then the engine will burn or it's already kaput. They put the setting temperature very low, and they said when it's happened, just stop ceasing and keep the engine running, and the temperature will drop. And it never happened to me, by the way, but according to the book, that's what it's made. So so far, after 491 hours, and even I had worked with hot temperature, that light never light up. All right. Now for the seat here, very comfortable seat. I think Mahindra even have a campaign about they create the best comfort seat. Well, it is comfortable. I had no problem working for, trust me, I had sometime 8 to 10 hours, like either driving the tractor or either on the backhoe. Very comfortable. However, because of the various movable component, once in a while you have to tie up all the bolts and nuts all around what is holding the seat. But that's a small price to pay to have a very nice seat like that. And I mean, I don't know if I'm able to flip it. That would be the other mechanism. And with the let me check something. Yeah, you see the it's very easy to lift. Now, man, I'm doing that with one hand. And here we go. It's set up for the backhoe, and it's very strongly built. Now for the going back, I mean, I have to release the mechanism in the back here. There we go. And voila. All right. Now, the release mechanism here, I had to redo it to make it more square because it had a tendency to release itself. So that's one thing. So I just took out the part, I just welded, and then I grinded like very sharp edges. Sorry, it's so hard to see, but what I'm trying to tell you is make sure that it's very well clicked, and then you can turn it around and stuff like that. All right, so like you see right now, it's engaged. I cannot show it to you, but basically the rear mechanism, make sure it's engaged. Then you turn the seat and you're in business. All right. Now for the control, here's for the on the left side of the driver, the control lever are very well built. I clean them often, like all the mechanism under here. I put a rag dusting off, and I do oil between the rod going into the transmission, so it's a very smooth operation. Let's go on the other side. Now for the 3-point rear 3-point attachment, very nice and smooth. Also I oiled them, I cleaned them. And for the lever here, like it does very well. Never like go easy on it. Apply the brake, stop, apply the brake, and then you can move the levers. All right. Sometimes I did not stop and I was playing with the lever, and that was not good. All right. So you just need to go very gentle on it. Now for the 4-wheel drive and the rear-wheel drive, right now it does very well. But if you ever have problem to remove or engage, simply drop your bucket and lift your wheel and it will engage like this. Trust me. And I learned that, matter of fact, last winter. I had some problems sometime. I was just playing with the wheel and then it was engaging. Well, just drop the fail, lift your front, and it will engage like this, no problem. All right. Now the fuel point, this is one of the best key feature about the tractor. It's very easy to fill up the tractor. There's no over the hood filling station, tough going on your back. Here it's very easy. You just remove the cap, put it in a safe place, and then you fill it up. Inside the fuel cap is a cap. Just hold on. There's a very neat small screen, and that cut up all the particle coming from the diesel. So it's already a pre-filter, easy to wash. All right. I didn't wash it this year, so you can see I have some dust in the back. But so far, I mean, very nice place. They put it's not one fuel tank, it's 2 fuel tanks. Both of the fuel tank, they're right above the wheel well. All right, so one is there, the other one is there, and there's a big tube connecting the fuel tank together, and also the vent. The vent is right here, by the way. You can see that's the tube, and this is the vent for the diesel. All right. For the keys, starting the keys, it's very easy to start, to put the go plug and stuff like that. The control of the power lever of the engine, like very stiff still after 491 hours, very precise. When I crank it up, it never go over crazy. Like on the maintenance book, it said after so many hours you need to adjust it. Well, I didn't have to adjust it, and I mean, it's very it doesn't come back on itself, it stay there. All right. All the wiring, like the quality here, the harness in the back, the battery, everything, the connection, very well built. Like the circuit breaker, the fuses. I only changed one time the fuse. It was for the rear lights. One thing was missing on the tractor, and in the same thinking about the catch tank, is it was missing basically a horn. So yes, so I installed one in there. All right, right in the corner. I made a video about that. You see the horn is right there, and it when you know, if you can see it right in there. All right, you can see the horn right there, and it's worked very good. And now, one thing I forgot to mention about the fuel filter maintenance. Well, this is the basically for the particle here, and it's in the warm engine environment during the winter time. This thing will never ever froze because the heat of the engine is warming up that filter, and that's very well built. It's very easy to get access. It's not under the tractor floor like some orange and green tractor. It's very easy or other brands, but very easy to do the maintenance of it. I did a video about it, how to change it, how to take care of it. The first one, the water filter separator, and also a type of a filter, is right in here beside the well, in front of the radiator. This one have a tendency to get cold, but again, it's protected from various objects. It's not under the floor like open. It's protected by the grill, and it's right there. So I just have to remove all that grill, remove it, and I have a full access. So those filters, very easy maintenance, very well engineered, very well installed. Like, I mean, very, like, I cannot say more than that. The lights, the flasher, the rear lights, they work very good. I never changed the front light. However, the rear light, especially the red one, I had to change it twice so far. It's probably the vibration, the way that it is attached. Like, it's two little plate, thin plate, and I have to put that light in there. These one, I never changed it. I just sometimes one was not working, and I just removed it, and then it started to work. So I probably just a bad connection. It's a normal like a plug hole twist with the two little stud on the light itself, so it locked. So yeah, everything is good. Now for the tool, for my small toolkit, I'm just gonna open it for you. The reason why I put tie wrap over it is I don't want to drop it. Now inside my toolkit, I've got the basic tools. This is the tool to remove the cotter pin. I've got even a chainsaw for this. This one is a various one. I can use it on my Husqvarna in my still. I've got the various cotter pins. This is the big one for the augers, and this is the small one for the propeller in the back. I've got a set of pliers. I get a punch to remove the cotter pin for when the auger are broken, and use the pliers for as a hammering. I put the rags inside. I got various sizes of socket to connect these, not tight, just snug. And I also have my registration license in the plastic bag right under here. All right. Why the rag inside? It's basically to catch the moisture, and during the winter time, because of the exchange of heat and cold, it will have humidity. So I just open it like this, and let it dry, and that rag will touch all the humidity. So I have some major pigeon attack, and Scott doesn't like the pigeon, so he's chasing them away, as you just noticed. All right, so I'm gonna attach that later. All right. Now for those of you who are addicted to coffee, the coffee cup here is really good. For me, I'm putting my water bottle in there. It's a very good, well made. Still have the 12-volt connector, and it's very clean, no problem. Once in a while I put a rag, everything is good. The seat belt, like I told you, put silicone on it, so it will keep the structural integrity of it, and you should be very good. Same thing with the seat. Like you can see, the seat is very it's slippery because I put a lot of silicone on it. You can hear the noise. All right. The flasher, the switches, everything is good. The four-way, like the cover. Now they changed some model. They didn't have that. It's like just a normal switch, but I mean, very good. All right. Now right now I've got the backhoe on it, but the only thing I'd like to tell you about the 3-point, the rear 3-point attachment is very well made. Like you notice, you can see my 3-point in the under here. I don't have to remove my rear 3-point attachment to install my backhoe, as you just see. They even installed a storage place for the top link of the 3-point attachment. So again, very well made. And for the very powerful backhoe, like rear 3-point attachment, I mean, I had my trailer often connected with a full load of wood, and I have many videos. It's no problem in there. And I was thinking, what did I put one? It was very heavy. I don't remember, but trust me, it had a great lifting power on there. Now for the backhoe, like I did a video on it, I did a review on it, and trust me, I don't know how many. I must be close from 150 to 170 hours on it, and everything is still tight. I mean, like it's meant to work. It's a very thick. It's a material. It's not made to dig in the black earth's soft soil, because trust me, towards there they had my neighbor. It was full of roots. I had various soil and shepherd with rocks, and very well built. I put various type of scuff pad. I made a video about that on my maintenance on my backhoe. And the control, oh by the way, the reason why I put a cover is to get seen, but also to protect it against dust and sun. Yeah, I recommend that you do that. Also the backhoe, I put a protective plate here. I even talked about it in my first video, very first video, but since the sound is so poor, I was just barely starting. And yeah, so I basically take a shelf steel, I bend it, and I just weld it, and it was protecting against my heels. I talk about it, so yeah, it's very like the protecting steel cover over the outrigger. That was an outstanding idea from Joe, my good friend from Steel to Wood, and still very like useful, and it's the best thing I ever that Joe ever thought about. That it's very easy. I mean, an angular iron, we clean it, we paint it, install it. Very easy to install. Like just disconnect the quarter pin, you pierce a hole, and that's it, and it's done. All right. Now for the backhoe itself, like the thumb, like the design that Joe created when we built it, it's outstanding. Like that hook there having a round shape like this, it's grabbing various type adjustable, and on my again on my playlist about the maintenance of it, I have a link directly to Joe, how Joe thought about it, how he built it, like the way then how to grease them. Just disconnect that, you grease the pin and everything. Now the bucket in the back, very well conceived, strong. I mean, the tooth are very well built. I had various ground like here when I dig there. It's an incoming video. I dig a compost hole for all my leaves to get in that hole, so I will have compost going on. And I hit clay on the bottom of it, and I was dragging it. It was tough going, but I mean the bucket was really good. What I like to say about the backhoe, like always clean the exposing rod. All right, during the winter time, what I do is not the backhoe is stored during the winter, but I'm talking about the power steering. I always clean it. I put a coat of oil so no corrosion will occur. The lights, yes, that's I think it was my first modification when I even received the tractor, and my goodness, I think 2 weeks after I was installing those lights. Those two flexible lights directly bolted. This is the same bolt to when I used to fold my ropes. I mean, it's really good. It's directly connected to the lights here, and it's nice way to get seen when I go hit the road, the public road, and very powerful lights. So these lights I installed it within they have the 4 years. Yeah, they already have 4 years, because it was in fall when I installed them. and I was not making any video. I had the tractor almost for a year, like 10 months when I start making videos. I receive it, yeah. So other than that, yes, the I forgot to talk about the electrical switch. Like it's very well built, and it is dependable, but however, it's an electric switch. It can get energized or de-energized by itself. Electricity, it's only a switch. It's not a mechanical link, so be advised of that, because we had too much accident with the PTO related because of this, or electric brake related. All right. I forgot to talk to you about the forward and rear pedals and the foot pedals. Yes, and they are very good. What I've done, however, over the years, the rubber was starting to get, so I glue it and I put basically tie wraps. All right, I had the problem with the camera, the image was freezing. So what I'm telling to you is about the foot pedal. After the years, it was the third year, I was starting to lose them. It was getting too much sludge, and it's probably because of my silicone addiction. So by gluing it right on it and putting tie wraps on both of those little, the big one there and the small one there, that definitely fixed it. Also, the steel plate, I forgot to mention that. What I recommend to you is remove that weaky, well, it's not a good mat. Remove it, remove the plate, paint it with a very thick paint, or put some, I forget the name, you know, the bed truck liner, paint it with that and you fix it. Or remove it, paint it very good, or keep it like this, put a nice coat of oil and put a very thick mat like I've done, oversized, so there's no snow going or rain under here. Just let me check something. Go under here, and yes, it's a very good mat. Okay, during that video I had many snags with my camera and my battery. Matter of fact, I'm gonna buy 3 new batteries because this time they'll empty it way too fast. So what I was saying is basically the engine is outstanding. It's a Yanmar engine, very well built. Now the last word about my 4 years tractor video is, if I had to rebuy it, yes, definitely. Same model, same thing. I learned a lot, and we're all in the learning curve, like the backhoe, the boat, like I told you, the floor in the back, everything. But yes, go see my playlist video about the maintenance on them. The financing, it's outstanding. I mean, 5 years with no interest. If you pay cash now, or if you pay 5 years without interest, the same price. That's outstanding. Very attractive, aggressive. That tractor is made from cast iron, not cast aluminum like most orange and green tractor. So it's very heavy, very dependable. The frame, it's a big thick frame, double in the middle. By the way, yes, I discovered that last summer, that the middle part of the frame, it's double. They double it, so very strong. The only thing I say is, yes, the crack on the floor on the other side, but it's easy to fix. The floor getting rusted because of the poor mat they chose. So I told you, either paint it or either put a thicker mat, well, like I show you. The front part, like the dipstick, put an O-ring on it so no leak will occur. Be careful when you tie up this strainer, the oil strainer. And yes, it's the best therapy. So I hope you like my my video, and yes, I really like it, and I hope to have it for many years. I mean, I have 491 hours on it, and yeah, you can tell, and I love it. I do a lot of maintenance on it, keep it clean, keep it oil, keep it grease, and yeah, that's the key future. All right, so please ask me any question And if you are asking yourself, should I buy a tractor or a Mahindra? First question you have to ask, what's your needs? What type of dealership you have? What quality of leadership? If you have a better dealership with TYM, go with TYM. TYM and Mahindra, they're the same quality. If your dealer is only John Deere or Orange, well, go see Orange and John Deere, the green. If it's another New Holland, go with the dealership. What I'm telling you, it's most honest. The dealership made a difference, big time. When I'm going to retire, I'm going to be in Lac Mégantic. They only have the closest dealer, Mahindra dealer, is in Sherbrooke. The other one is towards Quebec City, like an hour, 2 hour drive. And the dealer in Mégantic is Case Tractor. So yeah, if I have to buy another, well, it's gonna be a Case Tractor because it's the closer and it's a great dealer too. But in my heart, we'll always go with Mahindra because I like the way they build things. All right, very simple, easy to maintenance. It's an international tractor, go everywhere. So yes. So I hope you like it. All right, so take care of yourself. Cheers.